get this started.
I, Lister Potter,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties of mayor.
and faithfully discharge the duties of mayor,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Next victim.
I, Curtis Kaufman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of
and
Kansas,
faithfully discharge the duties of council member.
and faithfully discharge the duties of council member.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do we need to mic again, or is he good?
Hmm?
Do we need to mic again, or is he good?
No, I got sworn in
Mike's
the other day, I come up here. I'm ready to go.
You ready to go? I'm not.
You got it.
All right, so it is 6 o'clock, so we'll call the meeting to order. You do the roll call?
Let's see. Kaufman,
Here.
Gravel,
Here.
Potter,
Here.
Capps. Here. John's gonna be late. Mr.
On the way.
Hinton.
I'm here.
Go ahead, stand and do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing. Do I have any volunteers to do the prayer? No? Connie?
Lord, thank you for this beautiful day. We ask that you give us guidance and knowledge as we work through our agenda today. Thank you in Jesus' name, amen.
John has asked, he's gonna be a little late, that we wait to do the election of council president until he gets here, so we'll skip that for a moment. And I'll start with my mayor's report. I'll try to be brief. I've got more words here than I probably want to say. First of all, thank everybody for coming tonight. I want to use my report tonight to outline what I intend to do in my first 90 days, and where I'll be asking this council for direction so we can move forward efficiently and transparently. Accountability means setting specific actions, timelines, and outcomes that can be measured. That's what I intend to do. First thing on the list is a property tax review and analysis. We heard a lot of stuff over the last several months about people's property taxes and you know, them being high, and helping them understand why and where it's coming from. You know, the city was revenue neutral, so you know, taxes still went up. Try to understand why for people and help out there. So that's something I'll be doing over the first 90 days, is try to pull that stuff together to show people, you know, what portions of the taxes go to the city, what it controls, what it doesn't, how we use it in our budget, things like that. And I'll bring back a clear, plain language explanation of how they work here and what drives increases and what options we have moving forward. Second, the water project. I think we need to, us as council, that we set up a workshop soon to talk about several open questions that we've got on the water project, that things for, you know, including but not limited to the water hookup permit requirements, whether we need a lot survey to do a hookup permit, how long do citizens have between the meter being set and when they have to be connected to it. How the water, this is a big one, how the residents will use the water fill station, how they're gonna be able to pay, what the minimum amount dispense, et cetera. There's, you know, a lot of questions there. Whether the residents connect the meters themselves or if they have to use a licensed contractor, and what do we need for our water and sewer lagoon operator requirements, staffing needs, timelines, things like that. So I think we need to get moving on that. There's a lot of open questions, so I asked that we set up a workshop in the next few weeks to do that. Then I've been meeting with, I already met with all the staff, and I'm gonna continue meeting with them to help understand how the city works, how things flow today, what bottlenecks may or may not exist, and how we can improve things for the employees, the council, the citizens, everyone. The next thing I'd like to bring up is that right now we're doing monthly council meetings, and I think at least for the next 90 days, I'd like to see if we can go back to twice a month. There's a lot to do, a lot to talk about, and I think doing it once a month is just gonna slow us down, so I would like the council to consider opening back up to twice a month for 90 days or so, and then we can reevaluate. One of the things I talked about was I was running was to set up more frequent town halls. I think we need to set up quarterly town halls, and I want to move to do that. Hopefully the first one will be in April, and we'll have a lot of questions for my first 90 days to be able to answer there in April for everyone. So at the end of my 90 days, what I hope to have for you is, or what I will have for you, is a written property tax analysis and explanation, a summary and outcomes from the water project workshop, clear identification of required water and sewer operator staffing and next steps, operational improvement recommendations for council consideration, and a public update outlining what was learned and what comes next. If I don't deliver these items, I will not have met the standard I set for myself, and I invite everyone here to hold me accountable if I do not meet those. This plan is intended to be actionable, transparent, realistic. It reflects both urgency where urgency exists and care where care is required. I appreciate the cooperation of council, staff, and residents as we move forward. And then finally, I want to discuss animal control and vicious dogs. I know there's been a lot on weighing on a lot of people's minds recently. Recently, we all know that there's a tragic accident, in a nearby community that involved a child and dangerous dogs. And that, the loss of a child is heartbreaking, and our thoughts and prayers are with that family and community. Events like this naturally cause fear and concern, especially for parents and neighbors. And I want everybody to know that the city does have ordinances in places addressing dogs at large and vicious or dangerous animals. The ordinances exist to protect public safety while also ensuring fairness and due process. If anyone has specific concerns about an animal or situation in the neighborhood, the appropriate step is to report it to the city so we can address it promptly under existing laws. And if residents have concerns about whether or not our current ordinances are sufficient or appropriate, I want to hear your concerns, I want to hear your ideas. Those conversations should take place deliberately and in public so that they can be considered thoughtfully rather than reactively. If after review, changes or improvements are needed, those will be discussed at a future council meeting. And that is the end of my report. Any questions, conversations?
I have one thing, it's just a little off back on your workshop for the water project. One of the things we've addressed in the past few months, or trying to get addressed, is the county has offered to put a repeater system on that water tower with an antenna on the top. And we've kind of been held up because the engineers, before the tower was turned over to us, were requiring an exorbitant amount of, they were requiring engineers to look at this and do different things. It was gonna be very expensive. The county's offered to do that free of charge, which will benefit the fire department, police department. Is our handheld radios, fire department especially, we can't use those to talk to the dispatchers down at the county because they're not powerful enough to hit the repeater, which is over by Tanglewood. And they're the most powerful radio that we're legally allowed to have to utilize, but they're not strong enough to reach that. So that would certainly, it'll help us, but it'll help the county as well. But if we could maybe see where the engineers are on that.
Okay. Anything else on my long-winded spiel? Okay, now that John is here, we can move back to the election of council president. And I don't know how we normally do that, so somebody smarter than me can tell me what we need to do.
Somebody nominates and everybody. Oh, I nominate Mike Hemphill for council president.
Do these need to be seconded or anything, or are they just?
Someone
I'll
has to say.
second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't you have to have a motion? Or was
Well, if
that it?
anyone else wants to
Any
nominate
other nominations?
people, then they can do that. Now, if not, then we're good to go.
Get a motion?
Is that it?
All right, no,
Yes. Yeah.
now, we've had a second, so now we vote.
Vote. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Do I gotta vote for myself?
Opposed? You can vote no for yourself, I suppose. Opposed? All right.
Only because he's got a new hairdo.
Well, he had to go with what's in style, you know, so
It gave me the,
go for it. We can be the bald and bearded. Congratulations, Mike.
as you can see, it's a little difficult for me to get here on the 6 o'clock meetings. Apologize for that.
Now he wants to have 2 a month.
Huh? Oh. Is that what we said?
So I guess next, move on to the clerk's report.
Good idea.
Approval of vouchers.
Yeah, I need approval minutes too. I forgot to put that
Oh,
one here.
oops. Guess we should do that first.
Was that December 8th?
Hmm?
Was that the last meeting, December 8th?
Yes.
Motion to approve the December 8th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Now we can do the clerk.
We had a total income of 96,266, and total vouchers were $128,090. Does anybody, we ended up having 161. I did not go over my spending authority, so. Anybody have any questions?
What was that total on the vouchers?
$128,000,
96.
$128,090.42.
I motion that we approve the vouchers for the amount of $128,090.42.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
After a second, then you say any conversation.
Any conversations? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on
I'm
to,
learning too, John, so I appreciate that.
yeah, feel free to yell at me when I screw up, not if, because when I will. Next is something new. We're splitting citizen participation up into 2 sections now. The first citizen participation is for items that are on the agenda. And this is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. Everybody still gets 3 minutes, total of 30 minutes max for the session. But since these are agenda items, the council might ask clarifying questions of whoever's speaking, or we may call you back up when we're discussing whatever item was you had questions or concerns on. So that said, is there anything that anybody wants to talk about, or the council wants to speak to the council about before we get too far on things that are on the agenda? No? Going once? All right.
I had a question for Jamie about that. Is it legal to make them sign in for public comment?
Yeah, you can make them sign it.
I won't be asking for your address,
It
though.
documents who's there. And they can do it, you can also do it orally, and it just goes in
Gotcha.
the minutes.
So sewer report. Who does that?
It should just be in the paperwork.
Okay,
It is, it's just the email that Mike sent,
okay. Any
Or-
questions on that?
so.
Where are we? After that, we signed the contract?
We signed the award
For the
On-
lagoon expansion?
for the lagoon. Yeah, we signed that Thursday or Friday.
The lagoon expansion?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've signed the
It's at
award. Have we
USDA.
sent out the letter of intent?
Yes. That USDA is looking at. The,
Looking at what?
it's sitting on USDA's desk, the
Well, then we'll
award.
have to have a pre-construction meeting, and at that pre-construction meeting, I don't know if the USDA is gonna be there, but that's when we'll come up with a start date and an end date and all that.
questions? Nope. Codes Department? Any questions, anything you wanna add?
Did you find your truck yet? Are you still driving that one?
He can't speak.
Yeah, got your tongue?
Public Safety
So
Department.
where are we at with those?
He's gonna look, gotta get a few more bids and then we'll bring it to you in February.
Anything else on that? Nope. You guys are too quiet. Public Safety, you got anything to add or any questions?
I don't have anything to add if you guys don't have any questions about it. I will have all the year-end stats for 25 at the next council meeting.
Fire Department?
Got nothing.
Now, Lester, that is amazing.
Yeah, I know. I was expecting, you know.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Water Project, got pay requisition number 7.
Need a motion on that.
Yep. How much is the amount on it?
And that to you.
I motion that we accept requisition number 7 in the amount of $4,852,308.88.
I'll second.
Any conversation, questions, concerns?
There's been a lot of complaints about gravel roads, but I see also, someone else has complained their drainage pipe, culvert, has been blocked after they came through, and so water cannot flow through. So what, are they gonna take care of this, or is it something they have to wait to the end?
They,
Go ahead,
I'll let
Mindy.
you answer it, yeah.
We're not done yet.
That's the reasonable answer. Just consider this, that, let's take my house, for example. The water line went in across the street. They're gonna have to cut across that road. Even though they're through laying water main lines in my area, they're still gonna tear it up again. So let's wait until they get finished, and then we'll review the contract.
Cause we're
Well,
gonna
they
be up and down those roads, they're gonna start
Oh, I
putting
know.
meters in and.
The gravel I agree on, but the
But the culvert should have
thing,
been
they should
cleaned
be
up.
tipping that in.
Yeah, I think.
If they covered one up, then they should be responsible for putting it back in the operation that it was in
And it
before.
probably,
Someone just
probably
contact
depends
you
on what
guys?
stage they are in her area. I don't know where you live, so.
Has the problem been
not
reported? Has the problem been reported to anybody? Does anybody know
I
what's
told
going
them
on?
to report it here, because they were gonna go to the POA, and I said that wasn't their
No,
problem.
that's
Right.
So as far as anybody individually reporting a culvert, no.
So I can tell them just to call you.
I mean, I can call them and see, but
And then once you find out where it is and what it is, I mean, if I have, during the week, I don't really have time, but if maybe Michael or Richard could just go talk to Edinger, I'm sure that they would handle it immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nothing, cause all you gotta do, I know pretty much what would be going on to make that